Welcome, everyone, to the grand finale of Love Now Live. I'm your host, Trinae Nuri, and I am so honored to be the host of this powerful afternoon of music and love, resistance and rhythm. We are live from Philly Cam, and we are beaming from the lovenowmedia.com stream, YouTube, and on Facebook. And today we are celebrating the close of an incredible 5-year chapter of Love Now Media. I am sitting with Josh Duncan Ashe, the founder and CEO of Love Now Media. Josh, what is happening today? Oh, yes.
Thank you.
So tell us, what is happening today?
Well, we are so excited to be here. First of all, thank you, Trinae, for being here with us. We have been doing news for the last 5 years. We really got into it in 2020, when there was a lot of resistance. Love Now Media started in 2016 telling love stories about our community. And we realized that when, every day we were seeing news about death and pain and murder, we wanted to get into doing news, telling news stories, hiring journalists to use our love framework to help people see themselves in a different light. And so we started telling stories about our communities, about resilience, about social justice, wellness. We wanted news to be a space where people could feel again. And so we dove into that, hired a managing editor. Then we launched our magazine, Love Now Magazine, which some of you have been featured in. And it's been an incredible journey. The world is changing, and there are other things that we feel called to do in this moment. And so we've been supported to do this program, Love Now Live. Our lead funder is the William Penn Foundation. Okay. Most of the people who've been featured in the magazine have had opportunities to come and either perform or tell a story or kind of bring the stories out of the magazine and in front of a community of people. And this is the finale event for that program. And it also signifies the closing of our chapter in news. And so we're going to have 12 performers performing today. 12.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. We're going to be here from now through 7:30 p.m. And in between each of the artists, we're going to have storytellers, people who are in our community who are doing incredible, impactful work. Some of these people have been featured in the magazine. Some of these folks are just folks that, are just out loving on people. And we wanted to give this platform over to those voices today. And so that feels like the perfect way to culminate our community first news and journalism work. And to have you, Trinae Nuri, as the incredible host you are here to do that with us is such a blessing. So thank you again for being here. And I'm looking forward to today's program.
Yes, thank you for having me. And I just want to ask, thank you. I was there at the beginning when you started this journey. And how are you feeling about it all?
I have to say, in April, that was the start of our transition. And I had to really think about, well, how do I want to address this moment? As we know, our country's politics are changing. As we know, things are just different. And so me as a leader, as a movement builder, as a change maker, I had to think about how I wanted to serve in this moment. And, in 2020, serving through news felt like the right way to do it. But now I feel like I want to empower other newsrooms. I want to empower other voices. So I'm putting on my teaching and coaching hat to really be of service to other people who are doing the kind of work that I think I've done really well and have modeled for people. And that makes me feel really good. There's always a little bit of grief when you're letting go of something that was important to you, Mm-hmm. But I think having a day like today where I have my former teacher, my colleagues, my fellow dancers, my fellow journalists here to celebrate with me, I think this day is going to help me feel even better about the changes that are ahead. So, yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's get the day started with a performance from a powerful dancer, Sanchell Brown.
Heart chakra, negative a blocker, blessings upon blessings when that love abundant. I clean my heart up, release debris, my palms up, in meditation mediating my past sins. I asked the Most High if I was chose why. I go through pain and trauma that could last a million lifetimes. Then I went in to see what was happening. I heard each warrior has to learn to defend again. Heart chakra, negative a blocker. The love became addiction, codependent lens. Unbalanced, to love again a challenge. Those rose-colored glasses got me tripping. Like unforgiveness and selfishness, no liberation is hellish. Big jealousy, run and tell it. Can't feel compassion, dispel it. My love was unconditioned, no for the ones who master repelling it. If you can feel it, you can fake it, even though I know you felt it. Running away, running away, running away, running away, running away, running away, running away from love, slipping, falling into love. Got me stalling just because, lost me in pursuit of us. Now in me I gotta trust. Now in me I gotta trust. Now in me I gotta, now in me I gotta, now in me I gotta trust.
Divine. Good job. Now we're going to keep things flowing with a voice that carries power and poetry. Please welcome spoken word artist Isan, also known as Purpose Hines.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for your time and your attention. I want to share a couple of stories. This first story is about a young man who he struggles with his own identity, with believing in himself, and he encourages other people. I'll just let the lyrics speak for themselves. There's two sides to this story. Two sides of the story of a solo writer who can't quite get it right with his broke desires. One point of view is true and lifts his focus higher. The other tale says that he'll fail and thinks that hope is for liars. For instance, he prays and speaks about grace and peace on a kingdom building mission, trying to change the streets, but he's got issues, plus he falls short. So he's feeling like a coach standing off the court. People say he's got a pure heart and a major brain, but he thinks he's too old to try to change the game, helping other people do what he barely believes can be done for himself because the devil deceives. He believes in God's love, but he can't understand what his own purpose is in the master's plan. And belief without action, that isn't faith at all. How could I paint this picture? Well, face it, y'all. This is my story, yes, and I have slipped some more. And I'm going to slip some more, screaming out, fix me, Lord. My sins are what I did, and that's not who I am. I am a child of the Most High, the great I am, and God made me a leader, not a basket case. So I'm no longer bound by my past mistakes, but might not have dough, nor the top credentials. Should I stop? Of course not. Just unlock the mental. God's love is sincere and it's not confidential. Whoa, you got potential. You got potential. Yes, sir, you got potential. And you too, baby girl, you got potential. A brighter day, right away, thanks to God's potential. And if you got Christ in your life, of course you got potential. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not scared at all. But I can't fly if I'm gonna be scared to fall. This is a walk by faith, and Jesus bared the cross, so if I fall on my face, I'm prepared to crawl. I am a man with a plan. I'm trying to take a stand with a blessed checklist, mind, heart, and hands. Plus the stress hits less when there's hope in store. Windows closed shut, so what? There's open doors. So it's really no extent to the plans I can reach. And all these dreams that I've seen are like the sands on the beach. Plenty of them, sometimes too many of them. Snakes fake with the hate, we shake and choose to love them. If you are a rookie on the team, a juvenile, or a vet, people adore you from the door. It takes a while to get respect. It can cost to be a boss. It can hurt to be a dreamer, but it's worth it, and you heard it from Purpose and Davina. So dream on. Might not have dough, nor the top credentials. Should I stop? Of course not. Just unlock the mental. God's love is sincere, it's not confidential. Whoa, you got potential. You've got potential. Yes, sir, you got potential. And you too, baby girl, you got potential. A brighter day, right away, due to God's potential. And if you got Christ in your life, of course you got potential. But sometimes the journey causes hurt. And healing is a process. I'm having a hard time getting over. Because yesterday is in plain sight when I twist my shoulders. You see, I take a glimpse and recognize things change and people go. So even though my heart's still beating, it is bleeding slow. And I seem to know how to tell others everything's going to be all right. But I'm hurting and got this pain that keeps me up all night. Watching movies, catching sports, and eating grub. At times I truly want support. I need some love. And I can't help it. Part of my life is gone past. So I got a question. Am I selfish for desiring what I don't have? What should I do if I'm confused and I'm heartbroken? At times I get so stressed that I want to start smoking or take a drink so that I won't have to think. Maybe the wine will make it fine, or perhaps if I blink, then my eyes will open to this new reality where people feel my pain, and when I smile, they'll smile with me. But healing is a process. So I guess that I'll trust you already know what I need to build me like a project and heal me in the process. Lord, you really know what I mean. I mean, man, can I get some relief? A little less of this stress that increased unbelief. I need a little peace and a little joy. I'm feeling incomplete. Please fill this void. Your little boy is yelling, Father, help. I made poor choices. I made them by myself, and I'm reaping them the same way. With storm clouds and rainy days, I've heard some saints say that I'm a lost cause. And ignoring them, well, that part's hard. I caught scars, and it was from the opinions of people. In a faith fight where the venom is lethal, it's like a snake bite to the main vein. Had me hating my life and trying to maintain. But so many things changed, and then the pain came, and it put such a strain on my brain. So my thoughts are cloudy, even though I fought proudly. But doubt never whispers. It talks loudly. I'm throwing in the towel. I tried, and I failed. That's when Jesus said, don't you know, by my stripes, you are healed. Healing is a process. So I guess that I'll trust. You already know what I need to build me like a project and heal me in the process. Lord, you really know what I mean. Here we go again. People tell me hope in him, but they don't seem to understand the things that I've been noticing. I know my sins keep my mind in a scary place. And my weary faith, it keeps me crying with a teary face. I can't replace what I lost through my wrongdoing. You see, I made mistakes and I fell. I got my cross ruined. At least I thought I did. People say they saw I slid, but grace is from the Lord and I can't exhaust what is his. His grace is so sufficient. It keeps me in this race and gave my faith pole position. Now I'm breathing, meaning I'm still alive. Plus, I'm still his child, and my father still is God. And he's good. David told me, taste and see. Plus, he is a healer. Read Isaiah 53. Healing is a process. This may take a while, but joy is from the Lord, and he will create a smile. Thank you.
You talked about healing a lot. How do you think your poetry helped you with your healing?
So, one, I was a recording artist before I experienced a traumatic loss. I lost my younger brother to suicide. And before that, I was going around using my poetry just to like express my faith. But my poetry after my brother died became my place of journaling. I was able to journal my experiences dealing with loss, dealing with heartbreak, dealing with even changes like a childbirth, you know, like just different changes and how those things impacted my mind. So poetry has helped me to be able to be transparent with myself and then with God and with others.
So what type of advice would you give to anyone watching your performance today and maybe going through a similar journey? What form of inspiration can you give to them?
To hold on, to lean on faith, lean on community, don't give up. Like, I really learned a lot more about suicide after my family was impacted by it, and I struggle with my own thoughts, so I encourage people to get the support you need. Tap into 988, tap into therapy, journal, go for walks, do whatever you need for your wellness.
Thank you so much for sharing that intimate part of you.
Thank you.
All right, we are sitting with educator Jeanette Jimenez. Is that how you say your last name? Okay, great. Off stage, I heard that you were Josh's teacher.
I was. I should say was, but forever, it's like a teacher is a teacher forever. Well, first of all, I am thrilled to be here. It's sort of serendipitous. I didn't even sort of know for sure. I was just sort of called in or whatever. And it brings me back to the place that I spent 38 years, almost 40 years. It brings me back to see, I mean, I wish that every teacher, every parent, every neighbor can see what happens to your work, to, you know, so many years later, and when they come back and they're telling you what to do instead of you're telling them what to do. It's just beautiful to see the whole thing, not just Josh, but everybody here who has banded together to continue the work of healing. And I guess the main, I don't know if you have specific.
I had one question.
Go ahead.
Josh told me that one of the things that you did as her educator was get the students to read literature from Black artists and writers. How and why was that important for you to get that message or get that lesson out to your students?
Well, I can talk a long time, so
Okay.
tell me when to stop. Well, I've had a wonderful life experience in lots of ways that taught me what to do. I didn't think of it all myself, I was taught by a wonderful Black woman how to teach. Her name is Lenore Johnson. And when I first started, in fact, sometimes they put this on the internet, I was teaching Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. I just come out, I was 22, 21, with my little dress and pearls, and I was teaching them about how Annabel Lee looked in the poem. Most of you have had about the Raven, Annabel Lee, whatnot. And I didn't mention that this beautiful Annabel Lee looked like the students. At that time, I was teaching at what's called now Palumbo's Academy. And, I said in the typical thing that I was taught, that Annabel Lee, of course, was blonde and blue-eyed and thin and this and that, right? And Lenore Johnson looked at me, and she said to me, "Have you looked at your students? Have you seen them? Do you see what your students look like?" And I could have fallen through the ground because that was my student teaching. It was a very important grade and everything. And she taught me to open my eyes. And I say this for everybody, everywhere. All of a sudden, with that and some knowledge that as I grew up in a mixed neighborhood, so to speak, at 3rd and Bainbridge. And I played with lots of Black children at that time, and all types, right? But as I looked at the literature that we were given to teach, I realized that none of the books and the stories seemed to look like the people who were reading them, which seemed to me very bizarre. And I even, just for the heck of it, I always like props, so I bought and we lived, we were teaching at Parkway at that time, where Sherelle also graduated from Parkway. And I want you to know that I'm proud of all my students, not just the ones that become famous or do shows, which are wonderful. We used to do a lot of shows, but looking out, the main thing I think I would like to leave people with is look at where you are, who they are. What are they? Don't look at the outside only. Don't look at only what you know. Because really and truthfully, if you ask me, sure, I did a lot of good work, but guess what? They changed me. They're very important to me. And as I'm retired now for many years studying and doing things, I think to myself, that's where I learned everything I know even now. And to find books that we happen to also not to take everything out of the classroom, take it out of the house. Like we met in Tazaki Shanghai. We had a nice experience. It caused a lot of trouble too. We've been everywhere. We've been making sort of what I guess John Lewis would call good trouble. And we managed to make, you'll hear tonight another one of my students, Susan Smalls, who writes plays now. And she actually, I have a copy of that too, from The Bluest Eye of Toni Morrison, she transferred it into her own version of what it was. So I guess the main thing I wanted to really say is just keep it going. You got to start. You really have a start going here. And the times are very bad now that are pushing us back. And I feel very bad that in many ways that I, with my, even though I'm 83 years old now, I, with my energy, feel like going back. And we need a push. They're sending us back. They're sending us back on every single thing. And don't buy it. Don't go for it. And ask questions. Have some good trouble in your head. Have some good trouble. Don't be afraid of it. For instance, I used to look at the books they gave to read, anthologies with all these names. And most of them were men. And most of them were not Black. And even if they were all Black men, you still need the Black women. And what happened to all of these I was going to say children, but anyway, it's from Black women authors, which I later became a sort of specialist in. I transferred the work of, I looked out there and I said, these Black women are having their own life. They're not worrying about money and men as much. They're not fixed on being size 0, They was just buying their fabric and dressing themselves. And I thought, I need what they have. And I need to take that to each child And also, you break rules. You have to break rules. I took these kids out every day I could, all over the city, and they would tell me I couldn't do it. It was illegal, this and that, right? And I told them, this is awful, but I always get in these troubles. I said, if I had a penis, I'd be a doctor. You are getting doctor's brains here. So we'll knock it off. And they did.
Thank you so much
right.
for sharing those stories and this literature. Thank you so much. I'll take this. Up next, we're going to hear a testimony of resilience and rebirth through loss and love and faith from Kendra Williams. Hi, sit down. Nice to meet you too.
Hello.
So tell us who you are.
So I'm Kendra Williams, Kendra Camille. So right now I am trying to empower and help women reach their higher selves. And I got to this point from just a season of what I felt like was lost. I went into like a heavy healing season. I lost my car, my grandmother. I left a long-term relationship, a long-term friends. Like, when God is trying to shift your seasons, he bring you out of a lot of things that we consider loss. But it's actually to open new doors. But through that season, like, he set me down. And I had to really sit with myself, and
It was hard, probably.
it was very hard
Right.
because it's deeper than, I'm just healing from a breakup. Like, like I'm getting over him. Now I got to face some harsh realities, about myself also.
And live life differently without
you
these
have
people.
to, you
right?
have to learn to be a completely different person. And initially I touched the surface level of it. But now I just really been tapping into what God has called me to do, and that's to lead other women and eventually men to find their higher selves and walk in their highest purpose through. I'm hosting one-on-one walks and calls because you got to shift your perspective, your mindset. And sometimes you just need space, an open space and safety to be you and express your true emotions.
So tell me about your poetry.
I don't write poetry.
Oh, that was the other artist. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things you mentioned, like walking and really grounding yourself. How do you get from that mindset of okay, my world is upside down to that grounded moment?
So it took a lot. First and foremost, faith. My relationship with God, it was a season where I couldn't call on nobody but him. So first and foremost, it was my faith. I started going for walks. They always be like, when you get mad or something, like, go blow off some steam and take a walk. So that's what I started doing. And as I started walking, I just started talking to myself and doing that, like that movement, and your mind, your body is moving, your brain is moving. I was just like, okay, all right.
Where's your favorite place to walk?
So, really in nature, I go to a lot of trails, right out in Fairmount Park, West Philly. I go down by the water, because just being by water is grounding also. Let your creativity start flowing. When we were kids, those are the things that fed us the most. Where you could be young, wild, and free, running in grass and skipping. And so I'm just trying to get back to that inner child.
That's great.
Yes.
So tell me now, what does loving yourself mean to you?
It's the only way. Loving myself doesn't just mean yes, it's loving me and all of me, the good, the bad, the ugly, the uncomfortable, but it's also doing all things in love. I do all things. God is love, right? So with God in mind, from my heart, and just learning how to navigate that so it doesn't, because people will drain you, things will drain you, try to deplete you. So reciprocal relationships, not necessarily transactional, but you pour into love in yourself everyday activities. And it takes a lot to know what you want, you know, a lot of boundaries, being honest with yourself, because there's a lot of things that we want sometimes or that we desire that we don't feel comfortable with, or we don't feel like it's obtainable or not me, when the world is ours.
That's great. You've already given so much inspirational messages, but what's one lasting thought you have for everyone today?
If it scares you, lean into it. Like, take those leaps, because that fear is designed to keep us stagnant. So if you got a dream, a wish, a hope, a thought, whatever it is, anything, no matter how big or small that you may feel like it is, take it, because it's something on the other side of that. I was scared to do any of this. I'm scared sitting on this couch right now. No, but I'm just saying, you got to do it, because it's so many things on the other side of fear.
Yeah. And you're surrounded by such a great community,
Yes,
right?
yes.
This is Love Now Media.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I am sitting with David Alexander Jenkins, who was the first cultural strategist for Love Now Media. David, tell me, what was it like in the beginning of creating this brand?
Yeah, we didn't create the brand, right? The genius came from Joss Duncan, Shay. And I think that it was an instruction of go out into the world, find love and beauty, and bring them together. And so I think she handpicked each one of the members of that team who would specifically bring their personal gift, right? Their love song to the magazine. And in a heart song kind of way, play out their emotions every page. Yeah.
And that's what you did. You brought culture and beauty together.
Yeah, it was about elevating. I think we live in this time, right, where we have this issue of who are we? What do people believe we are? Are we fancy? Are we not? Is that our identity? Are we allowed to be classy? Are we told that we have to sort of move in a way that doesn't really speak or represent us? And I think one of the reasons why Joss thought that I would be a good person to be a creative director for the magazine at its inception was really because I lived in this bubble, in this globe of betwixt the lines, right on the track. And I thought it was important that we celebrate Black people as we are, right? As beautiful, as magnificent, as glorious, as luxurious. Yeah.
So tell me about the work that you're doing now.
Yeah.
And how you're still bringing that out.
We live in a time really now where it's hard to find beauty, right? You wake up in the morning and you turn on the news and you hear things, and what is drained out of us and drilled into us is an unpleasant, ugly lack of beauty. And so I think it's each one of our jobs to reach down and not to forget that beauty resides in us, starts with us. Right. There is this really fantastic scientific truth, which is to say that the DNA of a Black woman can reproduce all of the beauty in humanity in the world. That you cannot take any other ethnic group of people and create every human being you have on the earth today. And so if that was true, I could say that I came from a Black woman who was filled with beauty. And it was my job and everyone's job then to reach down to that DNA and to seed it back into the world. Yeah, Black people have traditionally in America been the people who have rebuilt the country by slavery through railroads, by music through jazz and artistry, by clothing and the way that we think and talk, our poetry, our artistry, our vision. Now by DNA, by beauty, by giving back this sort of mother tongue of God source. Of light and of being an example of what you do in oppressive periods of time, which is to stand up, put on this beautiful red, and come here and sit and speak to a group of people who need to understand and hear what it's like to be beautiful again. So I think the culture work I'm doing now at yelling at governments and telling them about why I feel that we are walking into authoritarianism and what we need to do about that, interrupting and abrupting systems of segregation and speaking directly to an ideology of I don't. That is to say, stop defining us by jobs, by degrees, by how many penises we have up and down our things. Yeah, I use that word too. Stop defining us in these things that don't matter. Define us by who we are and not what we are, right? And so that's the work. That's where I think we're going with that, yeah.
But David, how do you get that energy when it's a lot of doom and gloom in the world? Where does that come from for you?
So there's a choice. I was just in Tuscany, and I was listening to a song there that was talking about how in Italy during this period of fascism they would sing through anger, and it reminded me of everything I've ever understood about the history of Black people in America, and really any oppressed group anywhere in the world. Was that you can beat your breast and fight and bang your pants in the kitchen and yell and scream, and until you find a way to sing joy, sing gratitude, speak to water, speak to earth, ground yourself, and from that root go, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not. I'm not going to allow myself to walk into this world and be one more ugly moment. I'm going to insist that I come out in some type of bright light, whatever I can find, whatever I can do. And I think we have a history of that. I think that's not something that is personally a special truth. I think that's something that's ingrained in this. And in every person that sits in this room, there's something inside of you that sings joy. Otherwise, we would be dead, right? Because the life source, the energy source that gets us up in the morning is the thing that propels us forward to do whatever it is that we do, to interview, to show up today, to go to the hairdresser. It's the little things, right? It's the cooking for our friends and our loved ones. It's the calling the people that we struggle with and saying, I love you. Right? It's the hearing of ourselves in new ways. It's looking into a mirror and being honest for the first time, again and again, right? Yeah.
What song speaks to you?
Actually, it's a Swedish song called "It's Not Broken," right? The ideology behind it is that whatever it is that you see that's wrong, it's not broken. It's being mended. It's being fixed. It's being prepared. Maybe it has a snag in it, and that was meant for the patch, which is to come. You don't know why something is not what you expect it to be, but trust that it's supposed to be. So for the young lady who was going through breakup and feeling like, oh my gosh, what I do in this, there's a reason that there's there. It may suck to find out why. It may hurt. It may be a struggle that you're going through for some people, but there's something in that moment that you're supposed to have. So it's not broken. It's just on its way to being made.
Well, that is a beautiful way to pause and just really start the continuing celebration of Love Now Media. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we have more brilliance on the way. All right, welcome back. We are live at the Philly Camp Studios celebrating Love Now Media. Up next, we're going to hear some incredible music from Salih Watt. First, tell us your music style and what inspires you to do the music.
My music style, I guess I'll describe it as like motivational, like inspiration to spreading love, positivity, and like I guess my life, going through life, that's what just motivates me to make my music, the type of music I make. That's pretty much it.
How do people respond to your motivational music?
I mean, they enjoy it, which is kind of a blessing. Like seeing how they react to it, the feeling that I intend on giving them, it's like the same feeling that I see them react to it. So it's a good feeling. Yeah.
And I mean, it's easy to kind of fall into trends as a music artist. So how did you like figure out who you were and the type of artistry you would become?
I just looked at like my childhood growing up, like the different experiences that I had. So like growing up in the church around singers and like gospel music. Around gospel music and stuff like that. That's pretty much
when you were growing up that speak to you?
There's so many.
What's your favorite one?
Favorite one?
Someone may have turned off
That's a hard question. It's like asking me what's my favorite song. I don't know.
You don't know?
Nah, I
Okay.
can't really.
That's all right. So tell me about the songs you're going to be performing tonight.
Well, the first one I'm gonna do is called "This World's Crazy." It's kind of like that was like the first song that I made where I started really getting that reaction from everybody. So it kind of shocked me, like, oh, this is like really hits them. And then another song after that is called Freedom. It's a new one I just made, and my brother, he made the beat to it, and he normally don't be making beats, like he be playing, so I'm like, you need to send me a beat. He finally sent me one, and then we made that one, so it's gonna be dope. Y'all get to hear that. And what's the next one? It's another new song too. I don't really got a name for it though, but y'all hear it. Y'all, yeah.
Coming to that title. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear you perform.
Okay, here we go. Okay, fine. Here we go. You said it's crazy, yeah. I said it's crazy. Said this world, oh yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. When you're trying to find a way you can make it, this place gets lonely. And you can find a route to all evil when you're chasing that money. But I'm trying to find a route to our people so our days get sunny. And many lives have been hurt, and now you see your people dead lying in the dirt. Every month you see a different body carried in a hearse, and the only thing you got is a name on a shirt. But I don't want that life for me and mine. Come on, this world is crazy. Said it's so crazy. Yes it is. Said this world is crazy. So crazy. Yeah. Living this life in the struggle, it get wild, but I gotta hold my stance. I won't buckle since a child. Always had to understand how to hustle, learn to get it off the muscle, cause I don't never want for nothing. I just gotta keep working, know them better days coming. Yeah, this life is a trip, so I gotta keep running and pushing, cause one day it's gonna work out. But don't forget about your plan, that's what it's all about. And let me hear you sing, yeah. Say this world is crazy. Say this world is crazy, yeah. Said anybody know what I'm talking about now? Crazy. Said it's crazy. So crazy. You cut the beat. Thank y'all. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we go to the next one. Okay, next song. We need freedom. Yes, we do. Yeah. Said we need freedom. Come on. Said I was falling for a minute, but it's time to get up. I was down, looked around, man, I swear I had enough of all this temptation falling on me. And I've been waiting constantly for the pain and suffering to be over. Then I looked up and my dreams got closer. So there's no stopping me, cause I'ma be everything I can be, honestly. I've been trying to get my mind right, stay prepared, can't get blinded by the limelight. My eyesight got adjusted to the dark nights, and I'm back, man, giving you the visions of a black man who's trying to quiet his dreams but feeling trapped, man. But now they still don't understand now. Come on. Yeah. That we need freedom. Come on now. Said we need freedom. Said anybody know? Said we need freedom. Come on, freedom. Yeah. I got tired of feeling I was getting looked over, so I stood on all 10 like a foot soldier. Cause we going to war, can't stay on the ground, was already used to the flow. And I'm a prophet now, I already been here before. So lift your hands up if you can feel me. Come on. Cause we need freedom. Can you say it with me? Come on, say we need freedom. Yes, we do. Say yes, we do. Say we need freedom. Come on now, come on now. Cause we need freedom. Come on. Oh, yeah. Say we need freedom. A lot of young wise men. Thank y'all, appreciate y'all. Yeah, we go to the next. Thank you. We're gonna end it on a little slower vibe. So can you feel? Can you feel it? Can you feel all the pain from the things that I deal with? Can you feel it? Can you feel all the pain from the things that I deal with? So that I deal with. Can you feel? Can you feel? Say up all night, I've been talking to God. I say, do you really got me with my head to the sky? He said, don't try to rush, cause I've been by your side. If you're moving too fast, you might leave me behind. And I know you've been watching me. Took a look in the mirror and this what I see. A person that came from nothing but can achieve the craziest thing. I'm holding my dream and I'm not asleep. No. They don't know the pain or the things that I've seen. So can you feel it? Can you feel all the pain from the things that I deal with? Can you feel it? Can you feel all the pain from the things? Hard to write it down, I got too much on my brain. Trying to figure out on how to fit it on a page. Might as well write a book on how to conjure up the pain. Cause Lord knows I've been trying to find a way to tune in and listen. Cause man, I've been tripping on the road to riches. But I know I'm gonna get it. Infinite digits, born to die, but still ain't no ending, only the beginning. So can you feel it? Can you feel all the pain from the things that I deal with? Can you feel it? Can you feel all the pain from the things that we deal with? So can you feel? Cause I can feel. Thank you.
Up next, I will be speaking with Kyrie Terrell. A lot of people, if you're from Philadelphia, know who you are. You are the filmmaker of this city. Tell us about just, how you got to the point of picking up a camera, writing scripts, and really using a camera as a lifeline.
How much time we got?
Only 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So as far as I can remember, like being a young child, one of the things I would do is when I would go to sleep, I would like envision things, right? So like early on, I was telling stories, but I didn't know I was telling stories. And I won't waste my 10 minutes on.
You was like telling people's gossip, or
no,
it was
like I'm talking about to myself in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
imagination, right? So I came up in the system, so I lived a bunch of different places, bunch of different people, cultures, like family structures, the whole nine. I was able to see from a young age, and I think my mind and going to sleep, I would just always be racing. I would always be thinking about whatever. And I started to turn that into just stories, just like making up characters and making up scenarios. And that's how I would go to sleep for as long as I can remember, literally. And when I got older, like high school years and whatnot, I started kind of doing like music and things like that. But I was always attracted to the stage. Like the first time I got on the stage, I think I was in 6th grade. I went to Bieber Middle School. We had a talent show, and I got on stage, and I was like, I gotta always be on stage, like however I can get there.
What did you do on stage?
I did crisscross jump.
Okay.
Yeah, I killed it too. I killed it. Just want to let y'all know. But yeah, it was just a feeling, and it continued with music. But then I started to have like these thoughts of like somebody should do a show like this, or somebody should do that. And I would like write things down, but back then I was like, I guess like disencouraged to pursue it because it was just such a far-fetched dream for who I was. Like, and before like the digital era craze now, it was a very expensive hobby. It's still expensive, but before now, you couldn't like pick up an iPhone and
start
you know, a
shooting it,
DJI mic and like get something okay done. You needed money, so I just kind of talked myself out of it, but I always had these stories I would tell. And when I went to Temple, a few friends of mine, TU, few friends of mine knew like what I did, so I was like acting in like probates and step show contests, and my guy Naeem Lynn, who's one of the artists on tour with Kevin Hart all the time, he put me on the stage a bunch of times because he just knew I sang, I rapped, I did all these stuff. So that's where the bug really bit me, was in college. I was like, I gotta do this. I gotta figure out a way. And I started auditioning all the time. And it's funny, I just was telling a guy this story yesterday. We was running around the city together, and he was like, yo, how you get started? And I told him, I said, I probably auditioned in New York alone like 40, 50 times. Auditioned locally too. I auditioned in other cities as well, but I probably landed like 8 to 10 jobs. Like, and this is like leaving my job, had a good job working right down here at Blue Cross, left my job, like I'm gonna go pursue this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make it happen. And you don't realize like how important that I get paid every 2 weeks is.
Yes.
And I get paid a nice amount every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Until like, and the other thing about it is like, it seems like you're missing opportunities. Because I had 2 agents, and they would call, and I'd be like, I can't take off again. I can't do it. And it got to the point where I was like, well, Kyrie, if you're gonna do this, you gotta be available. So I made myself available by leaving my job. And like I said, I would be up there all the time, and I learned very fast what it meant to be a starving artist. And one of the turning points was going to those auditions so much. What I started to see was like there'd be, sometimes it's 5 or 6 of us, sometimes it's hundreds of us. But all of those times I went up there, I started to see at least 1 or 2 of the same people behind the desks, right? That were judging you, or, you know, saying yes or no. And that stayed with me. I was like, you know what? I got to figure out how to become one of those people. Because if I'm one of those people, I could just look on the other side of the table and see myself, just put myself in position. And again, it was expensive, it was far-fetched, but I was like, you know what? That's what I got to do. And I went back to work. Once I really like made my mind
checks
up.
are missing.
Listen, I said I was broke.
Yeah.
I was flat. I was cracked. I was broke. Some of y'all still should give me some money for back then. That's how broke I was. But I was like, I had to have a means to an end. I'm like, I really fixated my mind on becoming a film director. And this is, you talking 2008, when I really like made my mind up. And I went back to work. I got a job at Comcast doing sales, something I thought I would never do. And I was making great money. And I knew it was a means to an end. And one of the things, it's funny how like God, the universe, whatever you believe in works, sends you signs. So I'm working with all of these old dudes, and we getting money. Like the sales, we was like the win back team, like taking people from other companies, bringing them back to Comcast. You got a nice bonus for doing that. And I was just good. I knew a lot of people. I was meeting my quotas. I was making good money. But everybody was miserable. And that was just like it was the reminder that I needed. Like everybody around me, I'm like, y'all not gonna come into this job and keep complaining about the same things. This the job, y'all. This is what we gotta do. Like, and that was enough to like just stick in my crawl enough to be like, Kyrie, you only signed up for this to put yourself ahead, get some paychecks, get some equipment, and go off and do your thing. And I went from probably making 09 to, I think I left that job like the summer of, I was only there almost 2 years. But again, just put some money up, did what I had to do. And I was probably making six figures from Comcast. When I left 2010, 2011, I probably didn't make six figures combined for like another 3 or 4 years. So I went from.
What do you tell young people listening to your story right now, like when they're struggling, what kept you going?
Well, that's actually what I was about to lead into. I went from I wasn't miserable, but being around this miserable energy and making a ton of money, to being free and not making a ton of money, but being happy with the job I was doing, right? And I wouldn't trade that for the world. So to answer your question, I think that there is much more power and much more zest for life, if you will, when you're doing the thing that you love to do versus doing something that you're forced to do to provide for your family. And that was a lesson I went through at that time. I didn't know it before that, but I just, like I said, I made that decision. I'm going to become a film director. I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to study. I'm going to work harder than anybody else, and I'm going to just figure it out. And when I left that job, I was scared again. But I remember, like, before I left, the feeling of somebody paid me to do something with a camera. Because I had got my camera, I was still working. I started this brand called Social Scenes, and I was just doing it for free. I'm all over the city. Social Scenes was basically like I would go to the club and film whatever was going on in the club, do some interviews, stuff like that. And I remember somebody was like, how much you charge? I was like, charge? Give me $50. He was like, cool. Gave me the $50, and I was happy. Like, because I was getting paid to do
back then,
what I loved.
$50 stretched a lot differently.
It wasn't that long ago. You talking 2011. $50 was still $50 a little bit.
Okay, so tell me, so you've managed to make more than $50 now.
I have.
And how many films have you created?
I think we just wrapped our 10th. And I know 10 sound like crazy, but I'm going to take a chance to get me some of my own accolades. The first one was in 2021. So that's how aggressive I've been. And that's why I said I'm going to learn how to do it myself, because the only reason I'm at 10 is I got a great team. Shout out to all of them. But I don't have to wait for nobody. I don't have to wait for nobody to get a film done. And it's all I do. Like, I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, Josh will tell you I'm doing a lot of stuff, but it's all in the world of acting and filmmaking. And that was another decision I made, to have tunnel vision. Like, you can't hire me to do nothing else. Like, if it's in the world of acting and film and TV, you can hire me. But nothing that gets me off of number one. So I just go, 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 go.
And for those who have a dream, how did you actually build your team? How did you sell your story?
The great thing is, like, coming from auditioning and being a part of so many other people's projects, I said this to my team the other day. Whenever you're around a group of people that want to do anything, which I'm sure a bunch of the people in this room are often around, there's always a lot of people who are there who are wasting your time, and they're BSing, and they're never going to be any of the things that they say they're going to be, right? But there's always that one person in that room that's really listening intently, taking good notes that they're going to go back and do, researching what they learned, staying up later than everybody else. And they want your job, like, respectfully, but they like, you know what? I'm going to learn from Joss, and I'm going to beat her one day. And they mean it. I was that person on every set. Once I decided to really become a director, I was taking jobs and I was studying. I was taking jobs that wasn't paying a lot, but I get to be around it and I get to be like, okay, this is how they do that. That's how they do this. That was worth the check, right? And a lot of times people don't understand when they're in those rooms and they have those opportunities. If you really want to be what you say you want to be, you got to pick up what to do, what not to do, and you have to apply it, right? And when you mix that with treating people fairly and going above and beyond with your care, right? That's the first step to building a great team. I really care about people, not just my team, but the people we work with. And we talk about that all the time because when people come and they work on our sets, they always hands down, oh, this is one of the best sets I worked on. And this is, it's because I come from being on the worst sets. And I come from saying, never going to do that. I just watched how that made the entire crew feel. My crew would never feel like that because of this mistake. Again, because I'm studying, I'm taking them notes. What happened here? What happened here that got people so cheerful and ready to go to bat? All right, I'm going to take that nugget and bring that to my team. So 2 things are important in that. One, you got to care about people, right? And then when they get to you and they get on your team, you have to take care of them, right? And that's how you retain, because people can find a check. I remember leaving a job for a check and coming right back because the other job felt like family, right? Lessons like that, I said, all right, how can I really retain people? And then the icing on the cake of it all is our stuff actually comes out and it's actually good. Because in my world, independent filmmaking, most stuff is bad, right? No shot to anybody, but most stuff is bad. And you're going to lose the hungry people that you had on your team when you're not doing good work because they really want to do good work. And they're going to go find that place to do good work at. So taking care of people, finding good people, and making sure you retain them.
It sounds like those are real acts of love, Kyrie. So moving forward, tell me about the latest project, Christmas Bay.
Christmas Bay got a little love in it. So yeah, Christmas Bay is my 4th installment in what I'm calling the Baytrix. So the Baytrix is it's going to be a 10 film kind of universe when it's all said and done. So Christmas Bay is the 4th in that. And the concept behind it was I've done a lot of loving in my life. And
like personally?
Personally,
Okay.
I've had a lot of bays in my life.
Okay.
I've been in a lot of situations.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I need to take my real life experience and talk about love, right? Talk about the ways that people fall for each other. And the way I write all of these films I like to put men and women on both sides of the coins. And there's always different nuggets and different scenarios in these films. But my goal is to have a certain topic in the film and have half the audience be female and be with that. And the other half of the females, they not with that, right? And the same thing for the men, because it's written in a way where it's like there's so much reality in it, depending on people's own personal experiences is where they end up. So I never write to push a certain agenda. Like, I want people to feel like this in my movie. I want there to be a clear-cut villain and a clear-cut hero. I don't write like that.
So your audience can come to their own conclusions?
Not necessarily come to their own conclusions, but there be a split decision. I like to write toward a split decision. I like to write toward, you don't have to figure it out, like what happened. You're going to see and know what happened in my film. But as far as how it made you feel, you might watch Christmas Bay or Rent a Bay or Work Bay 2, and Josh might watch it, and you might feel for the wife, right? And Josh might be like, well, she deserved it. Right? That's how I like to write. I like to put it on the side of like, it really depends on what you've been through in your life to understand. But Christmas Bay is available on Tubi.
Okay.
It'll also be premiering one time, I don't have a date yet, on Fox Soul. And Rent a Bay is also available on Tubi. All of the movies linked together. So the characters recur. If you learn and love one character, they might pop up in a future movie in the Baytrix. But we just introduce different situations, different ways people become bays, right, is what we do.
Awesome. Kyrie, thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
It's so many amazing and talented storytellers and creatives. Up next, we have someone else who's really special.
How you doing?
I'm good. Good. Tell us who you are and your talents.
Sure. My name is Khalil Munir. I'm a Philadelphia-based artist. I'm an actor. I'm a tap dancer. I'm a storyteller. I'm a children's book author, and I'm currently working on a documentary that I've been working on for the last 15 years.
Wow. What is your documentary about?
The documentary is called What's in the Name, and it originally was supposed to be after 3 gentlemen that I'm named after. My middle name is Abdul Malik Rahim, and my father named it after these gentlemen. They were his best friends who have life in prison. But we went on this journey, and we realized that through exploration, that the documentary should be about the 3 generations of, or actually now 4 generations of black men in my family. So it's my grandfather, my father, myself, and my son.
Wow. When can we expect this documentary?
We're still working. Hopefully, top of 2026, it should be completed from my mouth to God's ears.
Khalil, when you found out that your name was connected to these men who were in prison, I mean, what did that mean for you?
So I never liked my name when I was younger. It was so long. Everybody would say Khalil Abdul Malik Rahim Munir, and I was like, oh my God.
And they made fun of you.
Made fun of the
Okay.
name. So as I got older, I realized there's power in the name. And there's healing in the name. So when I found out that my father named me after these 3 men who have life in prison, I always thought to myself, wow, they're incarcerated, and I'm out in the world, and I'm going after my hopes, dreams, and aspirations. So in a sense, I could live for them.
Is that why maybe now you love your name?
Yes, and I love my name because my father changed my name at birth. So my name was Edward Julius Simon III after my grandfather. And he actually went downstairs and he changed my birth certificate to Khalil Abdul Malik Rahim Munir.
Wow. What was your father's connection to those 3 gentlemen?
So my father was in street culture. And those men were his best friends. They did a lot of things together, and he felt really close to those men, like they were family.
And now you have a son.
Yes.
What's his name?
His name.
If you mind me
no,
asking.
I don't
Okay.
mind. I love his name. His name is Kaori De Munir. So his name means King of Light.
That's beautiful. What message do you have for him in his name?
So his name means king, and I want him to show up in spaces and not be apologetic for who he is. I want him to be brave. I want him to be bold. I want him to be confident. I want him to see his father do those things as well.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
Khalil. And real quickly, tap dancer too?
Yeah, so tap dancer, actor. So right now, currently, I have a one-man show entitled 1 pound 4 ounces. That's my birth weight. I was a preemie.
Wow.
And it's running at Azuka Theater from October 22nd to November the 9th. And I tell my life story through acting and tap dancing. And currently, we have a musician, Rajir. He's an amazing artist who will be very intricate in the work that we're creating right now. Amina Robinson is directing. She's a brilliant director. And Amina was my childhood neighbor when I was a little boy. So it's really coming full circle.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so great to meet you, Khalil.
Yeah, thank you.
We're so excited to see your performance.
I'm excited to bring it to the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Tell us your name and what you do.
Kim Rollins, and what do I do? I'm a proprietor of a natural hair salon as well as a founder of a nonprofit, which is called Nana's Lap, and my hair salon is Oshun Hair Salon.
Okay, what do you want to talk about first? The hair salon or the nonprofit?
They go hand in hand.
Okay.
So I started Oshun 25 years ago out of frustration and not feeling appreciated and underpaid. And then that morphed into me seeing black and brown babies in a foster and adoptive care system. And either the little girls, either their hair was being shaved off or they was being permed into second and third degree burns. So Nana's Lap came from frustration and anger so I could help build self-esteem and build strong emotional bonds for black and brown babies in the foster and adoptive care systems.
Were you working with those children?
I was, and I was getting really offensive phone calls, like things like, what to do with this? Or I don't know how to do this, or they're tender-headed, or they don't want their hair done. Meanwhile, the words that they were using was damaging the children and making them feel bad about themselves. But all of that morphed from me also being a natural hairstylist.
Okay, so
I know that's a lot.
No, it's okay. So when a little girl would come into your salon and she is maybe flinching or scared of like tools coming at her, how do you like calm her down?
I ask her name first, or his name, because then sometimes it's boys too, because boys want to grow their hair out sometimes, and other cultures don't understand the history of our hair. So with the little girl, I ask her, the parents, I consult with them on the phone, but for the children, I ask them, what do you want, and what's your vision, and what's beauty to you, and we go from there. So.
Do they sometimes have the right words, or you kind of
Sometimes they're stuck because they haven't been asked what they want.
Right.
And they're always shown what beautiful is. They're never asked what beautiful is. And then I'll say something to them like, there's 7 wonders of the world. I said, you carry the 8th wonder. And they look at me like, what you mean? And I'm like, your afro defies gravity. And that thing will, and you see their little chest poke out, and then you see the pride and different things like that. And there's been times where children have come in and they don't have hair, or it's been severe damage to the hair. So my whole thing is for you to feel born with what you're born with for you to feel beautiful with what you're born with naturally.
That's amazing. Now, some of us, we stay connected to our stylists and our salon specialists. So do you stay on this journey with them through as they grow older?
Absolutely. My first child that came, the mom, great mom from Budapest, her and her daughter came 13 years ago, and she just came to another launch that I had. So we're still in connection. She actually does workshops with me ongoing because our hair changes, our skin changes, so it morphs and grows with the child. Yeah, and I would like to add that stemmed also from me having a low self-esteem as a child in my own biological family. So how does somebody feel if they're in a family where nobody looks like them, nobody understands what it is to be ashy? You understand? So things like, so that's where I work from that premise.
So you're saying that it's not just hair, it's your body care too.
It's everything. So my whole thing has always been mind, body, spirit. Even if you were to come to me and you say, oh, my hair is dry, I would ask you what your diet is like. I would ask you what your water intake is like. Are you stressed out? Are there medications? There's a lot of things that go into self-care and self-love that are internal, not just external. If that makes sense to you.
No, it does.
Okay.
Because I'm just thinking, like, you are pouring a lot of love into people in your community, but I always want to know and curious how other women are pouring into themselves.
I think that women were looking and asking for permission to pour into themselves, especially black and brown women. So I asked women, what do they want and what do they need? It could be something as simple as taking a walk, or even the way I shampoo. I shampoo with a technique because that may be the only intimate touch that you have. So I ask permission, can I touch you? Is this too much pressure? Do you want more pressure? Just introducing them to their own voice. I do that a lot at the salon. And I didn't know that my career was going to go this way because I didn't want to do hair. I was a nail tech for the first 10 years of my life, a master nail technician. And then the industry changed a lot, and then I discovered natural hair, and I never turned back.
That's amazing.
Yep.
what lasting words would you like to give our viewers today?
I want them to fall in love with themselves, unconditionally, unapologetically, because you're the only one that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. You have to create your what is the word, paradigm. You have to create and set the example of how you want to be treated in order for the rest of the world to treat you the way you want to and deserve to be treated. So.
It's amazing. It was nice meeting you today.
You as well.
Yes.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, we'll be right back after this break.